guys with a review for WorthyKids Books, and I am reviewing The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls. Now, this is a homeschool review crew review, so be sure to check out the description area for a link where you can read all of the crew members' blog posts, see how they enjoyed these books in their home. You can also find that information in a link to my blog, which will be in the pinned comment. Okay, it will be in the pinned comment below. All right, so go ahead and let's jump right into this. And at the end of this video, I will be sharing with you a giveaway on how you can win not one, not two, but all 7 of the books in this series, and they will be signed by the author. All right, so let's jump right in. Today we have book 5 and book 6. So book 5, we are introduced to David, and of course, you know, David's life and history, we could honestly read maybe 10 books can be read and created about David and his story, and just going from him being anointed as king as a young age and him growing up. But all the books start the same. We are watching the children as they play and they frolic, and they of course are just being inquisitive and wondering what something is. They come across a scroll, and from there they are transported to a time in biblical history. This time they do meet David. So David is young in this book, and this is David with his favorite thing, you know, that famous slingshot where he took his 5 smooth stones and he was able to slew Goliath. So that is what this story is about. We're learning about David. We're watching him be brave. And of course, we know at the end of this Bible story, David did something against the Philistines that grown men could not do. Grown men were scared to go against Goliath. David was not scared. And so I definitely love that as you're reading this book, it has just biblical points all through it. But I always encourage you to go through and read these books along with the Bible stories. You want to make sure that you are explaining to your children, yes, these are awesome books, but the word comes from the Bible. And so I would read a few chapters. I know this comes from this part, stop and read the Bible. And this has been an awesome book. My children enjoyed listening to this story. David and Goliath is one of their favorite stories because, of course, who doesn't want to see a giant get knocked down? And they thought that this was an amazing book. The illustrations are always spot on. Not only do the illustrations connect the children to the story, but I think they keep the reader engaged as well, because we do these as family read-alouds. And even my husband, 37 years old, is interested in the next book. All right, so let's go ahead and check out book number 6. So in book number 6, The Lion's Roar, again, the books always start off the same. The children are being adventurous. They're just kind of looking, you know, Great Uncle Solomon has so many amazing things. Who's not going to look in his collection and see what he has? So Peter and Mary, and of course good old Hank, are going to always find an adventure in Great Uncle Solomon's collection. So as the children are looking and trying to see what they can see, Great Uncle Solomon is letting them know that these come from the Roman era, and they eventually find themselves in Babylon. Now, of course, so many Bible stories, I think, can be written about what was going on in Babylon at the time. The children are able to view that beautiful city. I can only imagine, I mean, the Roman era, things were how they were built and how it looked in its heyday. They're able to go back and see that. And as they are looking across the city, eventually they do run into characters that we are quite familiar with. They have a run-in with Shadrach. He is a grown man in this book, and they also run into Daniel, and they are able to learn the story about Daniel and why he was thrown in the lion's den. With every one of these books, the children have to solve the puzzle or the riddle that is on the scroll by sun up the next day so that they can make it home safely. And of course, just in the nick of time, they always do. Each of those biblical points that they say, I think can definitely be applied to 2019. I think it's important to note that in this book, God is in control. It's important to note and to explain to your kids, God is in control no matter what the situation is. When you are being obedient to him, when you are following his directions, when you are looking in the Bible for directives, God's word is going to let you know, but God is always in control, even when it seems like it's bleak. And so I am grateful that we serve an awesome God. I'm grateful that our children are able to not just read the Bible, but to have books created for them that are safe. I don't have to worry about in these books seeing anything that's inappropriate for any of my children, no matter what their age. We definitely recommend these books for children. I would say ages 4, reading it to them all the way up to about 9 or 10, reading alone. Now, my son is 11 years old. We have been reading this series for about 2 years now, so he is bought in. He's going to be reading these as long as they come out. I can definitely even see him sharing them with his children. and he really enjoys the series. So I did want to note that I always tell you guys to make sure that you are reading these paired along with the Bible. Well, in the back of the book, he does have a list that explains to you where things are noted. And so right here, when we're looking at Daniel in the lion's den, it's telling you go to Daniel chapter 1 and all the way through Daniel chapter 6. All right, and he also lets you know what the fictional characters are. So for example, in this book, Hannah will be the fictional character. And then in book 5 right here, we are in 1 Samuel, Matthew. We are also led to Psalms, just learning about King David and the different things and understanding. I think making sure that you read Psalms when you're talking about King David is very important since he did pen a lot of those. So this is very helpful to have if you are trying to figure out where it's located in the Bible. He has done that work for you. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump right in to the giveaway. So I will include a link to this giveaway. Don't forget, check the pinned comment for the blog post. Check the description area. But in this giveaway, you will win not 1, not 2, but 7 of the books, all 7 of the books. And his 7th book just debuted. It just was released, and it debuted at #1 on Amazon for the new release book. So congratulations to MJ Thomas for that. He is doing great things. So there will be 3 winners. What you'll do is you just fill out the form. You'll click that you acknowledge, you'll hit submit, and you will be entered for an opportunity to win all 7 of the books in this series. But guys, we are so grateful for another opportunity to review The Secret Life of the Hidden Scrolls books. I love sharing these with my children. Anytime I'm in several books on Facebook when people are asking, what can I read? What can we read? I always tell them, check out The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls. You can find these books physically. You can also find them in several apps. I've seen them on Hoopla. So you can get these books a variety of places. They are available for sale, various online retailers. I know they are also in Barnes and Noble stores as well. So make sure you definitely check out these books and let them know that Team Kip Academy sent you guys. If you have any questions, comment down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to go visit my blog and subscribe to see what I am talking about there. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Happy homeschooling.